Hello again there, baseball fans, and welcome to Game 1 of the 1982 World Series. Today we have the American League champion Milwaukee Brewers visiting the National League champion St. Louis Cardinals here at Busch Stadium. This will be played on the Apba Master Game here on the Tigerbob Sports Channel. Milwaukee been in existence for 13 years, making their first World Series appearance. St. Louis has made 13, this will be their 13th World Series appearance. Their first one since 1968, and looking to win their 9th World Series championship. The last one they won was in 1967 against the Boston Red Sox. So this is Tigerbob, and I welcome you to settle in and enjoy Game 1 of the 1982 World Series. A couple things of note is that Raleigh Fingers will not be playing in the World Series as he has been out last month or so with an injury. And we are in the National League Park, but it is an even year. And back in 1982, in the even years, designated hitters were used. So there will be designated hitters. We have Caldwell pitching for Milwaukee, Mr. Warmth, going up against Bob Forsch for St. Louis. Go down the visiting batting order here, going down the Milwaukee Brewer batting order. We will have leading off, playing third base, Paul Molitor. Batting second, Robin Yount. Shortstop, third, first baseman, Cecil Cooper. Fourth, the catcher, Ted Simmons. Fifth, left field, Ben Ogleby. Sixth, Gorman Thomas in center field. Seventh, Howell, DH. Eighth, Charlie Moore in right field. And ninth to be the second baseman, Gantner. And they'll be going up against Bob Forsch. He's a right-hander. He's an 11 with a Z. He was 15-9 in the regular season with a 3.48 run average. So the Forsch is all warmed up. Umpires have given the home rules at home plate, and we are ready to play ball. So up steps Paul Molitor, right-hand hitters from St. Paul, Minnesota. And here's the first pitch. 21. 21 is a 30. That'll be a fly ball to left field. Left fielder Lonnie Smith under it. And we are underway here in St. Louis, Missouri. Hope you settle in and enjoy the game for a while. Bat number 2 will be Robin Yount from Danville, Illinois. 21 is a 30. 30 is another fly ball left field. A couple easy chances out there for Lonnie Smith. 2 up and 2 away. And bat number 3. Hitting .313 on the regular season with 32 home runs is Cecil Cooper. Force delivers. Pitch to Cooper. 16's a 28, ground ball to the shortstop, Ozzie Smith, over to Hernandez. And that's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Bob Forsch and the St. Louis Cardinals. As we go to the bottom of the first, Caldwell on the mound warming up. Go down to St. Louis batting order. We got Tommy Herr playing second base, Lonnie Smith left field, first baseman batting third, Keith Hernandez, cleanup hitter, right fielder, George Hendrick. Batting fifth, DH, Gene Tennis. Sixth, the catcher, Porter, Darryl Porter. Seventh, getting the start in center field is David Green. Batting eighth will be Oberkfell, the third baseman. And 9, the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith playing shortstop. And they're going up against Caldwell. He is a grade 13 left-hander. And he is a Z on the card. So Caldwell's the lefty. So, stepping in the batter's box is Tommy Herr. And here's the pitch. Caldwell's first pitch to Tommy Herr. 46-13. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 1 up and 1 away. Caldwell working the outside part of the plate. Now up steps the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith. Here's the pitch. Caldwell, lefty, delivers. 53. 53's a 15. Left field, second dice roll. That's going to put him in fielding 3. It's a little base hit. Drops into left field. And it is bobbled out there by Ogilvy. And Ozzie Smith is going all the way to second base. Smith on second base. We have one out. And up steps Keith Hernandez. Lefty on lefty. Here's the pitch to Hernandez. 21 is a 30. That's going to be out to shallow left field. And Ogilvy don't have any trouble with that one. Probably a good thing he got a ball hit to him after bobbling it out there. So we got two outs, runner on second base. And up steps Iron Mike, Silent George, George Hendrick. Here's the pitch to Hendrick. 31 is a 9. Off to grade 13. 9 off to grade 13. That is going to be in there. That's a base hit. Single through short. The dice rolls a 4. Single through short. Left field 51. So we've got Ogilvy's arm out there. Ogilvy with the 32 arm. Ozzie Smith 18. 14 out to 51. Ozzie Smith is going to come around and score easily without a throw. So St. Louis breaks on top. 1-0. As the air really come into play there. And up steps Gene Tennis, man on first. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. 61. 61 is a 38. 61's a 38. That's the pitcher. Caldwell's a 2. 56 on the 2 pitcher. That puts him in fielding 2. So we got an RP board. Man on first, 38. RP board. RP board number's a 12 on the 38. 12 on the 38 is a 25. That's the pitcher again. This time it's a 14, so it puts him in fielding 1. Runner trapped off first and is out in run down. No pitch. So we got a pickoff at first base. Got a little rundown there. Out at first. Assist pitcher. Assist first baseman. Assist shortstop. Put out second base. We are going to the top of the second inning. St. Louis leading 1-0. And up steps leadoff hitter. One-time St. Louis Cardinal, Ted Simmons. Forsch delivers to Simmons. 22 is a 7. Base hit. That one drops into left field. Simmons is on first base. He is a slow runner. They're going to hold him on anyways. Up steps Ben Ogilvy. Here's the pitch. Righty pitching to the lefty. Ben Ogilvy. 32 is a 12. First baseman. Fielding 1. As we got the 5-man down there. Dice rolls a 12. Fielding 1. Held on. Bats left. Safe at first, runner, outfielder's choice. 3-6. So ground ball, first baseman. Hernandez guns it down to Ozzie. So there's 1 out. Ogilvy on first base. And up steps Gorman Thomas. Here's the pitch to Gorman Thomas. 51 is a 9. Righty on the righty. He's handicapped 2. 9 off to grade 13. That'll be a base hit. Third baseman come in, grabbed it. Bobbled it a little bit, but they're going to call it a base hit. Infield hit. Gorman Thomas is on. So we got 2 on. 1 out. We got the rally going on. We got the left-hand hitting. Roy Lee Howell. Here's the pitch to Roy Lee Howell. 65. 35. Pops that one up high on the infield. Who's under it? Yeah. Just drifting in foul territory. Porter's under it. Puts it away. we got 2 away. And now batting is Charlie Moore. Righty on righty. Here's the pitch. Charlie Moore. 44 is an 8. Handicap 2. 8 off to 13. First and second. 8 off to 13 is the 26. Little pop out second base. So Brewers get a little bit going on, but they cannot score. And we are going to bottom of the second inning. St. Louis leading 1-0. Batting is Tennis. He was up when the runner got picked off first base. Lefty pitching to the righty. 55. 55's an 8. 8 off the grade 13 pitcher. Fly ball. Center field. 1 away. These cards here have the single batter characteristics. So if the guy's batting from the opposite side, there's no change. We got the lefty and lefty. Darryl Porter. Caldwell pitching to Porter. 26, 13. Stood there like the house on the side of the road and watched that one go by. Struck him out. Strikeout number 2 for Caldwell. And up steps the right-hand hitting David Green. Here's the pitch to Green. 12, 25. Ground ball. Up the middle. Gantner grabs it. Fires to first. Got him by a step. Got the speedy Green by a step. And we are going to top of the third inning. Leading off is the number 9 hitter, Gantner. Forsch pitching to the left-hand hitting Jimmy Gantner. 63, 31, fly ball, center field. Green flying, coming in, makes the catch. That one looked like it might drop in, but the speedy David Green runs it down. Now batting. Second time will be Paul Molitor. Flew out to left field his first time up. Here's the pitch. Forsch pitching to Molitor. 35 is a 9. It's a 9 off the grade 11 as he is not handicapped. That will be a ground ball. Short to first. 1 away. And up steps. Tremendous hitter. Hit 29 home runs on the season with a .331 batting average. Possible MVP year. Robin Yount. Here's the pitch. Forsch pitching to Yount. 65. 35. Ground ball. Third base. Nice play, Oberkfell. Over to first. Yount is out. 2 away. That's 3 away. As we are going to bottom of the third inning. Has a 1-0. 1-0 St. Louis in the bottom of the third. And leading off is Kenny Oberkfell. Lefty on lefty. 35 is a 9. He's handicapped 3. 9 off the 16. That is going to be a base hit. Oberkfell gets a hit off the lefty. He's an E22 on his stealing. And up steps Ozzie Smith. He's just going to swing away. Ozzie swinging away. 45, 14. Caldwell has a Z. Ball 2. Here's the pitch to Ozzie. 2-ball pitch. 14's a 30. Fly ball left field. Ogilvy over a couple steps. Pounds his glove. Puts it away. Oberkfell retreats to first base. So we got 1 out. Man on first and up steps Tommy Herr, switch hitter, hitting right-handed. 42, 42's a 14, ball 2. 26 is a 32, fly ball right field. Charlie Moore over in right field makes the catch. He does some catching too, but he's the right fielder today, and he has a heck of an arm if he has to use it later. So we got 2 outs. Man on first, and up steps Lonnie Smith. Gotta get my Smith straight. 25 is an 11. Lonnie Smith is not handicapped. 11 off the grade 13. That is going to be an in there. Single to right field, 50. Single to right field. Charlie Moore out there. Charlie Moore with the 38 arm. Obergfell. 15 speed. 23. 23 off the 50. He's just going to stop at second. He doesn't want to make the out at third base. And now batting. 2 outs, 2 on. Hernandez flew out to left field his first time up. Lefty on lefty. Here's the pitch. 64. 64 is a 14. Ball 2. Good control by Caldwell. Is he getting squeezed? But here we go. Pitch to Hernandez. 56. 14. Ball 4. What an eye by Hernandez. He coaxes the walk, and we got the bases loaded here. With 2 outs. Bottom of the 3rd. And up steps the right-hand hitted George Hendrick. Harvey Keene out there talking to the pitcher there for a second. Alrighty, here we go. Hendrick in the box. Here's the pitch. Caldwell, bases loaded, pitching to Hendrick. 13 is a 40. Infield. Got 35, but the dice rolls a 66. Oh my, we got a RP board. Bases loaded. 40. $53 on the 40. Is a 22. That is the catcher. The catcher Simmons is a 7. 53 on the dice rolls, and I put him into fielding 3. Deep. Safe on air. Safe at first on catcher's interference. Runners advance 1 base. Swings the bat. Hits the glove. We got to give the catcher air. Catcher's interference. So Obergfell comes home and scores. Everybody moves up. The batter, Hendrick, goes to first on catching interference. And now we got Gene Tennis up. 2-0 lead for St. Louis. Unearned run there. Caldwell pitching to the right-hand hit and Gene Tennis. 34, 31, fly ball, center field. Backing up a couple steps out there's Gorman Thomas. Makes the catch. The damage is limited, but the shoddy defense so far on the Brewers has given St. Louis 2-0 lead as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Forsch giving up 2 hits so far. Up steps Cooper, grounded out to short his first time up. Forsch pitching to Cooper. 53. 53 is a 20. Second baseman, ground ball out there. Tommy Herr. And it's off the heel of his glove. Cooper is going to be safe at first base. On the air by the usually sure-handed Tommy Herr. So Cooper on first base. G16 stealing, so not a threat. They're going to hold him on. They want to get the double play ball. Up steps Simmons. Simmons, 36, 14, ball 2. Here's the pitch to Simmons. 42, 13. Fastball struck him out. That is first strikeout for Bobby Forsch from Sacramento, California. And up steps Ben Oglivie. Man on. Man out. Here's the pitch. 62, 29. Pitcher. 16 will be fielding 1. 29, fielding 1. Safe at first on runner out. Pitcher to short. So Forsch down to Ozzie. 2 outs. Oglivie on first base. And up steps Gorman Thomas. Power hitter. He had 39 home runs. He is one of the main components of the Harvey's Wall Bangers here. Righty on righty. Pitch to Thomas. 63. 30. Fly ball left field. Lonnie over a couple steps. Under it. Makes the catch. And we are going to bottom of the 4th inning. St. Louis leading 2-0. And first guy to bat will be Porter. He'll be followed by Green and Obergfell. Lefty and lefty. Porter, 34, 31. That ball's dropping. It's dropping quick. Here he comes, flying into center field. Thomas makes a fine running catch. He's not very fast to flute, but he plays a tremendous center field. That one almost dropped in. Now we have David Green. Here's the pitch. David Green, 35, is a 9. He's a righty, so 9 off to 13. That will be a base hit for Green. He is a C30. So he could steal. We got a +2 for the pitcher, -1 for the catcher. So he has a 31 chance of stealing. And up steps Obergfell. And there he goes, 31 chance. So 11 through 61 is going to be safe. There he goes. He's going to be safe. 41. Safe. Steal second base. As they're going to try and get their base running going. Cardinals have all kinds of base running speed. And that's why they put Green in the game. So Green's on second base. Obergfell up. 1 out. Here's the pitch to Kenny Obergfell. 13. 13 is a 14. Walks Obergfell. So we got 2 on. With 1 out. And up steps Ozzie Smith. Caldwell delivering to the right-hand hitting Ozzie. 23's a 26. Little pop-up. Second baseman Gantner under it. Makes the catch. 2 away. As we're back to the top of the order. Cardinals trying to almost break this thing open here. Here's the pitch. Right-hand hitting. Switch hitting. Tommy Herr, 64-13. Slider. Got him. Struck him out. Nice pitch by Mr. Warmth. And we're going to the top of the 5th inning. Cardinals leading 2-0. Leading off will be designated hitter Roy Howell. 13. So 13 is a 14 on Riley Howell, and he gets the walk. So leadoff walk for Milwaukee here in the top of the 5th. And up steps Charlie Moore. Forsch, righty on righty, pitching to Charlie Moore. 63-31, fly ball, center field, Green under it. Makes the catch. Kind of a routine play out there. So 1 out. Howell on first, and up steps the left-hand hitting Jimmy Gantner. 36-14, ball 2. Both these pitchers showing really good control today. 43-29. Pitcher, 63 on the 2-man. That'll be fielding 2. 29, same as fielding 1. Fielder's choice. Once again, Forsch fires it down to Ozzie to get the lead runner. So Gantner on first base. 2 outs, and up steps Molitor. Got to get a big hit, righty on righty. Here's the pitch to Molitor. 62-26. Ground ball, second base. Tommy Herr flips it to the shortstop. And the Brewers cannot get anything going here. As we are going to the bottom of the 5th inning, Cardinals leading 2-0. And leading off will be Lonnie Smith. Caldwell pitching to Lonnie Smith. 16-28. Ground ball, Robin Yount fires the first. Sweet looking play out there by the excellent defensive shortstop. Up steps Keith Hernandez. What's he done so far? Flew out the left and he got a base on balls his last time up. 23. 23 is a 12. 23 is a 26. That's a ground ball. Up the middle. Backhanded. But a second baseman Gantner. Throw to first. Got him by a step and a half. Hernandez is not the most fast runner out there. Enough steps Hendrick. Last time up. He was safe on catcher's interference. Caldwell delivers. 25. 25 is an 8. 8 off the great 13 pitcher. That's a fly ball center field. Back a couple steps. Thomas under it. Makes the catch. And we got a good one going on here in St. Louis, Missouri as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Brewers got to get something going, and they got just the guy to get it going. They got Robin Yount up, and he'll be followed by Cooper and Simmons. Forsch pitching to the right-hand hitting Robin Yount. 23. 23 is 26. Tommy Herr made that play. He made the error earlier, but he looks smooth on that one. Normally plays a pretty good second base. Up steps Cooper, left-hand hitter. Forsch delivers. Cooper, 24. 24 is a 13. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Strikeout number 2 for Forsch. Now batting is Simmons. Had a single and struck out earlier. 61. 61's a 24. Ozzie guns about at first. Another easy inning for Forsch. And so far the Brewers have only put up 2 base hits. As we're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-0 lead. Leading off is Gene Tennis, World Series hero back for the A's back in the day. 64. 64 is a 14. Gino coaxes a walk. So Tennis on first base. Not much of a threat to run at all. They are not going to hold him on. With the left-hand hitter up, they're not going to hold Tennis on. And here's the pitch. Lefty on lefty. 26. 13. Porter cannot catch up to the fastball. Struck him out. Strikeout number 4. For Caldwell. They're going to hold it. They're going to hold him on now with the right-hand hitter. They're going to hold him on. 43 is a 29. That's a pitcher. Fielding 1. Fielder's choice. Pitcher to short. Caldwell spins around, fires it out to Yount, gets the runner out at second base. But now we got the speedster on again. We got Green on first base. He still has the 31 chance of stealing. Ulbrich fell up, and there he goes. Going to try and steal second base. 11 through 61, he's going to be safe, and he's going to be safe. 41, he steals his second base of the game. That's why they put him in there. So now Ulbrich fills up with the man on second base. The plot thickens. Lefty against lefty. Here's the pitch. 26. 29. Pitcher grabs it. Actually, the first baseman grabbed it to the pitcher covering. Gets him out of the inning. And we are going to the top of the 7th inning with a 2-0 baseball game here in St. Louis, Missouri. And up steps left-hand hitting left fielder Ben Oglivie. Here's the pitch to Oglivie. 22's a 7. Line drive. Drops into right field. Oglivie's on first base with a base hit. Maybe this will get the Brewers going. Thomas up. They're going to hold him on. Looking for the double play. Here's the pitch to Gorman Thomas. 41. 41 is a 13. Struck him out. What a pitch. What a nasty pitch. That is a 3rd strikeout today for Forsch. He is throwing a game. And up steps the left-hand hitting. The left-hand hitter would be Howell. Oglivie's not much of a threat to be running at all. They are not going to hold the runner on. They're moving off the base. Forsch pitching to the left-hand hitting Howell. Snake Eyes is a 0. 34 is a 6 with a man on first base. Left-hand hitter. Double over first. 42. We got the right fielder out there. 33. Minus 13. 20. They are going to hold him at third base. Did not want to risk it. So second and third. 1 out. Infield deep. And up steps Charlie Moore. Forsch peers in to get the sign. Pitches to Charlie Moore. 22 is a 7. Second and third. Charlie Moore is a -2, so off the 13. That's going to be in there. Single to left center. 57. So base hit. Ogilvy's in the score. Center fielder grabs it. Center fielder Green has the 34 arm. Howell 4 speed. 30. 57. 27 out of 36 chance of scoring. And they are going to send him. Through 53, he's going to be safe. And he is going to be safe. Single. 2-run score. And we are tied. 2-2 here in the top of the 7th inning. Charlie Moore with a clutch base hit. With 1 out, up steps Gantner. Crowd getting a little restless. Forsch pitches to left-hand hitting Gantner. 22 is another 7. Another base hit. Line drive to right. 44 is the hit number. Right fielder. 33 arm. 14 speed. 19. 19 would be a 25 chance of going to third. 25 chance of going to third. With 1 out, they're going to send him. They're getting aggressive here. 11 through 45, he's going to be safe. And he's going to be gunned down at third base. Maybe a little too aggressive. As the right fielder throw the rocket and gunned him out at third base. The runner stays at first. Little aggressive. Wanted to get the guy over to third base with. They wanted to get him over there with only the 1 out. But now we got 2 outs with the runner on third. Gantner on first base. Gantner's an F26. F. Only with 2 out, behind by 1 tied, or 7th inning or later, so he can steal if he wants. 26. 1. 1 for the catcher, 2 for the pitcher. 26. -3. 24 chance. Gantner's going to try and steal second base. 11 through 46. He's going to be safe. There he goes. Throw to second base. He is going to be safe at second base. So Gantner's safe at second base. I checked the wild throw, and there's not a drop throw or anything. So Gantner's on second base as they're continuing the battle here. And Molitor's up as they're still trying to take the lead. And here's the pitch. Forsch pitching to Molitor. 21, 30, fly ball left field. Lonnie under it. Makes the catch. And we are going to bottom of the 7th inning of a 2-2 game. And as we go to the 7th inning stretch, I ask it this time if you're enjoying the World Series here. I've done a few World Series before, and this should be a good one. This was back when I was 21 years old, this World Series here, back when I was just a youngster. So if you're enjoying what you're watching, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd love it if you could. If you have any likes, any comments. I appreciate it all. I do appreciate you guys hanging around here. So here we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, with the game tied 2-2. And leading off will be Ozzie Smith. Ozzie, what's Ozzie? He's flew out to left and he's popped up to second base, and Caldwell delivers. Ozzie hitting right-handed, 16-28 ground ball. Robin Yount picks it up over to first. Ozzie's out at first base. Second baseman Tommy Herr's up with 1 out. Caldwell delivers to Tommy Herr. 25 is at 8. Switch hitter hitting left-handed, fly ball center field. 2 away. Now batting is Lonnie Smith. He's a single, and a ground out. Here's the pitch. Caldwell, lefty, pitching to the right-hand hitter. 24 is a 13. Struck him out. Strikeout number 5. What a strong inning that was for Caldwell. As we are going to the top of the 8th inning. And we have a mound visit. Now Forsch he is able to go, so we got Robin Yount. Here we go, Robin Yount up in the 8th inning, 2-2 game. Forsch got beat up a little bit in the 7th inning, but he's still looking pretty strong. And here's the pitch, righty on righty, pitching to Robin Yount. 43-29, comebacker. Forsch grabs it over to first. 1 away. In a tight game like this, it could come into play without no Raleigh Fingers for the Brewers. He won't be available, but the Brewers got to try and get the lead here, and up steps the left-hand hitting Cecil Cooper. 36-33, pop-up, high on the infield. Herr under it, makes the catch. 2 away. Now batting is catcher from Highland Park, Michigan, Ted Simmons. 34-31, center field, David Green. And we are going to the bottom of the 8th inning, tied at 2. As we're going to have Hernandez, Hendrick, and Statis. Lefty on lefty, Keith Hernandez. 46-13, struck him out, 1 away. George Hendrick, right-hand batter. 1 for 3 today. Here's the pitch to Hendrick. 31 is at 8. 8 off the grade 13 pitcher. That's going to be the fly ball, center field, 2 away. And now 2 outs, up steps Statis, right-hand hitter. Here's the pitch. Caldwell pitching to Statis. 24-13, swing and a miss, struck him out. And we are going to the 9th inning, tied at 2. So Forsch is done for the day as he pitched the 8 innings and give up the 2 runs. And incoming to pitch will be Bruce Sutter. As St. Louis is not messing around, they're bringing in Sutter to pitch, and he might pitch a couple innings here. You never know how this game will go. So Sutter all warmed up. He's a grade 16 right-hander with a Y and a Z, and he is from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, the home of Apba baseball before they moved. So here we go, Sutter pitching to Ogilvy. Here's the pitch. 16-28, ground ball, Ozzie Smith over to first. 1 away. Top of the 9th. And what a game 1 it's been of the 1982 World Series. And up steps Gorman Thomas as he's trying to get a hold of one here from Sutter. Here's the pitch to Gorman Thomas. 25 is a 9. Righty on the righty. Thomas is handicapped 2. 16 becomes the 18. 18's going to become the out. Ground out. Short to first. 2 away. And now we have Roy Lee Howell, left-hand hitter, trying to tie into one here. Sutter delivers. Howell, 13 is a 14. We have a base on balls. Howell's on first base. So the Brewers are going to send out Marshall Edwards. He is going to run for Howell at first base with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. He has some good speed. He has 18 speed, and he has a C28 as his base stealing, so he can steal a base if he gets a good lead. And he has 11 through 52 chance of stealing it. So Charlie Moore's up, 2 outs, 9th inning, and there he goes, 11 through 52 chance. He is going to be safe at second base. He steals second base right off the bench. So we got a man on second base with 2 outs. And up steps Charlie Moore, still up. Righty on righty. Here's the pitch to Charlie Moore. 51 is a 9. Handicap 2, 16 becomes the 18 with a man on second base. The 18, we got the 9. That's going to be a ground ball, short to first. As Suter gets the job done. As we are going to bottom of the 9th inning. Let's see if the Brewers are going to bring a new pitcher in. So coming in to pitch for the Brewers here in the bottom of the 9th is Dwight Bernard from Mount Vernon, Illinois. He has 3-1 on the season with 6 saves and a 3.76 ERA. And here's where they're really missing Raleigh Fingers. But here we go. Bernard all warmed up. Pitching to the left-hand hitting Darryl Porter. Here's the pitch. 43-29. Comebacker. Bernard grabs it over to first. 1 up and 1 away here. In the bottom of the 9th of a 2-2 exciting Game 1 of the World Series. And up steps Green, righty on righty. 36. 33. Wyman struck him out. Nice looking pitch there by Bernard. As they're 1 out away from trying to get this game into extra innings. And up step to left-hand hitting Kenny Oberfell. 43-29. It's a comebacker. Bernard grabs it over to first. And we are going to extra innings here in St. Louis. We got some free baseball, free World Series baseball fans for the baseball fans here. And leading off for Milwaukee in the top of the 10th inning will be Charlie Moore, righty on righty. Suter still out there. Here's the pitch to Charlie Moore, 26-32, fly ball, deep right. Hendrick back, under it, makes the catch. 1 away. Back to the top of the order. Can the Brewers get something going? Suter pitching to Molitor. Righty on righty. 54-32. Little easier out there this time for Hendrick out there. 2 up and 2 away. And up steps Robin Yount. Looking for a pitch he can drive. Suter delivers. Pitch to Yount. 41-24. Ozzie Smith over to first. 3 up and 3 down, and we are going to the bottom of the 10th. 2-2 baseball game. Bernard is a Q2 with an asterisk, so even let him go another inning here. And up steps Ozzie Smith. Ozzie leading off. 64. 64 is a 13. Ozzie strikes out. Up comes Tommy Herr. And boy, we got 53,723 fans here today, and they are all still here, jam-packed, rooting their Cardinals on. Up steps Boomer. Tommy Herr. 66 is a 0. 22 is a 2. That ball drops right down the right field line. Tommy Herr rounding second. He's going all the way to third with a triple. And the Cardinals, they are 90 feet away from winning the first game of the World Series. Up steps Lonnie Smith. And they're coming out to talk to the pitcher. Get some strategy going here. So the wheels are turning here. They're going to walk Lonnie Smith. And they're going to walk Hernandez. So with 1 out, bases loaded, Hendrick's coming up, and coming in the pitch will be Bigfoot. Peter Ladd coming in. He's a grade 5, so we go up to the grade 10. Be a grade 11 to Hendrick, and he does have the Z on him, because they don't want that. You don't want him to walk in the run. So we got bases loaded, infield in, Hendrick up, and here's the pitch from Ladd. 24-13, strikes out Hendrick. Oh my! You walking back to the dugout in disgust. So now they can back the infield up a little bit. And we got the right-hand hitter, Gene Tennis up. Can Ladd get through the 10th inning and get this to the 11th? So nobody held on first base. 2 outs, infield deep. Here's the pitch. Ladd. Pitching to Tennis. 32's a 12. First baseman. 56 on the 5 first baseman. Fielding 1. First baseman to the pitcher covering. And they get out of a situation there. Oh my. As we are going to top of the 11th inning. We are still tied at 2. Top of the 11th inning. Suter's being taken out of the game. They're going to bring in David LaPointe. He's the grade 12 left-hander. He's coming in to pitch against Cecil Cooper. So lefty on lefty starting to top the 11th of the 2-2 game. As the Brewers are, boy, they are happy to be in the 11th inning after that triple. Triple by her, and they did not score. So here we go, lefty on lefty. Cooper, 26-32, fly ball, right field. Hendrick's been a busy man out there in right field. 1 away. Now we got Ted Simmons. Somebody wants to try and launch one out of here. Could it be Simmons? 63-31, fly ball, center field. That's not going to be deep enough. 2 away. And now we have Ben Oglivie, lefty on lefty. Here's the pitch. LaPointe, Oglivie, 33, is a 5. He hits a bullet. Be off the grade 16 pitcher. That ball is off the right field wall. Ben Oglivie pulls into second base with a double. That is Oglivie's second hit of the day. And now we got Gorman Thomas up. And after Thomas is Edwards will come in. So LaPointe. So they're going to let LaPointe pitch to Thomas. And then they got Don Money. Don Money's in the dugout, so they don't want to pitch to Money. So they're going to pitch to Thomas. He has big power, but not a big batting average. So the lefty's pitching to the right-hand hitting Gorman Thomas. 25 is a 9. Grade 12 pitcher. 9. That will be the ground ball, second to first. So it pays off. They get Thomas out. And we are going to the bottom of the 11th inning. We are still tied at 2. And now batting is Darryl Porter. Let's see if the Brewers are going to make a pitching change. So bottom of the 11th, coming in to pitch will be Jim Slayton. He can go to a few batters here. He might be in for the duration, hard to tell. But he is a righty, but he's pitching to the left-hand hitting Darryl Porter. Porter looking for a pitch he can drive out of here. Here's the pitch by Slayton. Pitch. Oh my, 66. 66 is a 1. That ball's deep. It is far. And it is into the right field seats here in the bottom of the 11th inning. First pitch from Slayton to Porter, and Porter drives it into the seats, and this crowd is in a frenzy as the Cardinals take Game 1 3-2 on a walk-off home run by Darryl Porter. Wow! Everybody congratulating Porter at home plate. Slayton is stunned. Brewers are stunned. Big old party in St. Louis. And we'll be back in a minute with the happy details for all these St. Louis fans. Go over the final box score today. St. Louis wins the game 3-2. They had 3 runs on 7 hits. They made 1 error. Milwaukee had 2 runs on 7 hits, and they made 2 errors. For St. Louis, Forsch started. He pitched 8 innings, gave up 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. And for Milwaukee, Caldwell, 8 innings, 5 hits. He gave up 2 runs. I got to double check. I don't think either one of them were earned. 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. St. Louis had 9 guys left on base. Milwaukee had 7 guys left on base. Home runs today. Only 1 home run in a day, and that was the blast by the star of the game. Darryl Porter hit the home run. Tommy Herr had a triple. Milwaukee had a couple doubles, one by Ogilvy and one by Howell. Overall, top hitter for St. Louis was Ozzie Smith, had 2 of the 7 hits. And for the Brewers, Ogilvy had 2 of their 7 hits. So in front of 53,000, we have 53,723 fans here on the beautiful night at Busch Stadium 2 here. Cardinals had a 2-0 lead. Brewers come back and tie it up 2-2. And the Cardinals win it in the bottom of the 11th inning by a home run by Darryl Porter. If you made it to the end, hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure you did. And until we get to Game 2 of the World Series, in Game 2 we will have a pitching matchup of I believe it is Murrah pitching for St. Louis. In Game 2 will be Sutton will be pitching for the Brewers. So that is it here from Bay City, Michigan. Playing the game here in St. Louis with the final score. St. Louis 3, Milwaukee 2. And as always, keep playing Apba. It is a blast. Have a great day.